Hello there, and welcome to my 10th, this is the 10th Free Coaching Friday session. So very excited. Do you see the background? Isn't it so beautiful? It's not fake, it's real. In Fenwick Island, Delaware today, and it's a gorgeous day, humid. I went for a run this morning, felt great to just sweat outside. It was lovely. So today I'm starting out with I wanted to do a blueberry ice cream recipe. So this keeps going into my news feed, like when I go on my Google News or just Facebook, Instagram, and I just wanted to try it. I thought it would be fun. So it's blueberry ice cream, and it's 2 ingredients. Ooh. So I have a cup of blueberries, so in a mason jar, and I have just like my organic coconut milk. Make sure it's unsweetened. And they say all you need to do is just, to your blueberries, add enough milk. So I might give it a little shake. Get all that creaminess out. So I'm just gonna pour this in until you like hit the top of the berries, like that. And then they say you're supposed to just get my spoon, stir. Just get it all covered up in there. Separate all the frozen blueberries in there. And then I'm just gonna let this sit for the duration of the coaching session and see what happens. So, hey Jennifer, thanks for joining. So I'm making blueberry ice cream, and all I did was take 1 cup of frozen blueberries, put them in a mason jar, and poured coconut milk in there. So we're gonna see if it turns into ice cream like my newsfeed keeps telling me. All right, so today I wanted to talk about the going into a Corona summer. I mean, look at this day. It's not gorgeous. I mean, the sky is just unbelievable. We're going into summer. We have 3 weeks, and very excited. But, it's obviously going to be very different this year. So I wanted to just touch on what it's going to be like and just some things to help get you through it and see where that takes us. So my first topic is just about the meat shortage, because we do have a meat shortage. I feel like I felt it more in Westchester than I am feeling it here in Fenwick, Delaware. But, I know every state is so different. And it's an issue because, if you're not getting the right protein and all that, you need to figure out vegetarian ways to get your protein in. So some suggestions that I have for you guys are chia seeds. I make like a chia pudding, which is really good, and it's very high in protein. Hemp seeds, believe it or not, there's like 8 or 10 grams of protein in 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. That's a lot of protein that you're getting from like a vegan source. Flaxseed as well, high in protein, high in fiber. Then nuts, nuts are an obvious one, walnuts, almonds, cashews, that list can go on and on and on. Seeds, pumpkin seeds are awesome. They have so many great nutrients in them, and I consider them almost to be a superfood. So they're also high in zinc, which is important. We need to be getting enough zinc right now. Sunflower seeds are another option. Then we have lentils, and you could do all kinds of stuff with lentils. I want to experiment this summer and come up with some fun lentil recipes. I have a soup, but I'm not really going to be wanting soup in the summer. I don't want anything hot. Beans are another obvious source, black beans. There's, chickpeas or garbanzo beans, they're known as. And I actually just made an avocado hummus. And it was really yummy with the chickpeas or garbanzo beans, and the avocado just added like a really nice, oh hey April, thanks for joining. My avocado hummus, I just posted it, so I think it's like on all my groups and pages and everything, but it was worth sharing because it's really tasty, very healthy, packed with protein. And then veggies, like you could still get protein from veggies, so black beans, the Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts are awesome, and you can roast them. They are so good roasted. Put a little red onion in there, a little olive oil, and they're delicious. Asparagus also. I was surprised about that. I didn't realize asparagus is pretty high in protein. And then broccoli is as well. And then peas. So I know everybody's buying like the pea protein for the vegan protein shakes. So that's a really great source of vegan protein. Spinach as well. So I can go on and on and on. But you get enough of those veggies in, and you're going to get enough of that protein that you need, that your body requires. And then there's other like documentaries that you can actually tune into about eating vegan. What the Health is one of them. and Forks Over Knives. I've watched both of them. They're really great documentaries. It's pretty eye-opening. I will just leave it at that. And so the other part of this, like going into a corona summer, is the emotional eating aspect, because it's a big issue, especially for people that have been struggling even prior to this whole pandemic happening. So they're like they're more drastically impacted, and and then just all of the rest of us, we're all affected by this in some way, and we find food to be our comfort for sure. But it's a tough thing to go into when you're an emotional eater as well, because it is compacting the problem. It's like this whole experience has been an emotional roller coaster, right? I mean, like we have moments of, okay, like this feels normal, things are okay, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, shock value. We now know that 100,000 people have died from this. So it's just, it's like you circle up and down. It's like a roller coaster. So for emotional eaters, it's a tough thing to experience. So like even like for me, I wouldn't say that I'm an emotional eater, but I guess I've become one a little bit with all of this. And my comfort foods are sugar. And I would say that my intake of, so example, my ice cream that I talk about a lot, I do like a vegan ice cream, but I can't even tell you how many banana breads like everybody else. And I make it gluten-free, dairy-free, and all that good stuff, but it still has sugar in it. So it's still not good for me. And I had my fair share, and just, it's time to change it up. And I can't keep gravitating towards that. And I know that you all can relate. The other thing is, like, I was making a lot of lattes, and I was putting coconut sugar in there. And yes, coconut sugar is still sugar, so it does cause issues. So, and it puts you on the sugar roller coaster, so that you're constantly craving sugary items. So just something to think about. So the other thing with this, just all the emotions and the emotional eating, is the anxiety, the stress, depression, loneliness, boredom. These are things that people are encountering, whether you're an emotional eater or not. This is across the board. So when you compact all of those issues, all those emotional issues with eating and emotional eating, you're coming up with kind of like a perfect storm, right? So this is not a good situation to be in. They're actually naming it a pandemic way of eating. Instead of emotional eating, they're calling it pandemic eating. So pretty interesting. So it's a whole new thing that's happening. And it's the one note that I put down here that I wanted to say is just, when you're looking at food, it's like the fastest, mood altering, and most accessible drug. I just thought that was really interesting, because it's the truth. It does give us that comfort. It gives us almost that high, when you have it. And then when it's something that you shouldn't have and you feel crappy afterwards, you kind of crash, right? So it's similar to the effect of a drug. So it could be a very serious issue for many people. So tips on how to overcome this. Yeah, I know agave nectar is it's a more natural source, just like honey and maple syrup, but it's still sugar. So it will have a lower glycemic value. So you're not going to have like those dips and spikes as much. So it'll kind of be like this rather than like this. But it's still sugar. I know, it's a huge bummer. Trust me, I love the sugar. So tips for you guys to help with this is don't put pressure on yourself to be perfect, because that's just gonna turn you into a bad situation. We have to embrace the imperfection of ourselves right now, and it is what it is. I'm not saying just let it be a free-for-all and just go hog wild on the food, but I'm saying try and like 80% of the time, 70 to 80% of the time, eat healthy. Because it will help you in the long run. And once we kind of get through this, you could look to clean things up more so, depending on where your mind's at. If you're ready to just make the change, then go for it. But I'm just saying, don't put that pressure on yourself right now, because we're all going through this whole pandemic. And then, the other thing is, don't guilt yourself over that other 20%. So if you're doing 80% healthy and 20% is not great food, don't guilt yourself about that 20%. Because it's just not worth it right now. We have to focus on our own self-fulfillment and finding a balance without overstressing ourselves. One thing that I've been saying all along is really having a schedule. And that really does help us tremendously with this whole process, and in life in general. Like, we need to have some set schedule with getting up at a regular time and having our meals at a regular time and getting to bed at a regular time. You know, having that circadian rhythm, it does set you up for better quality life overall. And then having a hobby. Like, what's your hobby? Find that thing, that wellness thing that you love to do. You know, like I love to exercise. I love to walk. I love to just walk the dog. It makes me happy. I love to just look at the horizon. You know, I love to read stuff about nutrition. That's kind of my thing. What's your thing? Make sure you're applying it into your day, because it will make things better for you. And then, you know, take advantage of the warmer weather right now. Get outside. Oh my gosh, that's why I'm out here today. You know, I'm under the umbrella, but get your vitamin D. It's a mood enhancer. It's going to boost your mood. It's going to, you know, it helps with this virus as well. Most of us are deficient in it, so we have to get that, you know, whether it's the sunshine or doing a supplement, you know, whatever works for you. But I highly recommend it. Just getting outside, getting a walk, doing whatever exercise you enjoy and doing it outdoors. It's just so lovely. And then the other thing I've talked about a lot is mindful eating, and just slowing down your eating, not like inhaling your food, thinking about what you're putting in your mouth, taking breaks in between bites. I talked about that a lot last week, and trying not to binge on your comfort foods. Have them, but don't overdo it. Just find a good balance. And if you're feeling like you're at you know, at your wit's end with it all, and you're just really at a point of not doing well, then I would contact your doctor. And, you know, maybe, you know, you could take next steps with them. I think that would really help you with whatever you're going through. I know it's hard. I know it's hard on everybody. Those are just the tips I have for the, you know, going into this summer, trying to find a sense of normal. I will tell you, yesterday, I went shopping. I'm confessing to this. I went to a little shop. Some of the shops in Delaware are open. So I went into like it's a boutique. It's like just beach stuff, like just fun little tchotchke beach stuff and apparel, really cute stuff. And my daughter and I, we just wanted to go for a ride and just see what's going on. And we hit the beach real quick, and then we noticed that this one shop we like to go into was open. It's called Beach Break, and it was just the owner and Kate and I in there. So it's not like we were like shopping with all these people, but I will tell you, I had like this sense of guilt. It's the funniest thing. Not funny, but just bizarre. Bizarre is better. So, you know, just trying to find some sense of normal, and, you know, that's why we're here, and we're just trying to find our sense of normal. Okay, so I made the blueberry ice cream. We're going to test it out and see where that's at. So, if you weren't here in the beginning, I had a mason jar with 1 cup of organic frozen blueberries here, and then I added coconut, unsweetened organic coconut milk. And all right, now I'm gonna mix it. It says it turns into ice cream. Okay, all right, I see it. There's like definitely a creaminess happening in there. So I'm gonna share this with you so you can see. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. But so crazy. So I saw this posted on like my Google News feed, Instagram. I've been seeing it all over the place, and maybe you've seen this. I don't know, but you could kind of see a little bit. It's hard for me to see in the screen because I see there's all like posts in here when people are commenting, so I have to figure out how to get rid of those. Eventually I will be better at this. At least my papers didn't go flying this time. So yeah, so this is just super easy. So all you do is just 1 cup of blueberries, and then you just fill with coconut milk or whatever milk you like up to the top of the blueberries and let it sit for a couple minutes. So I will try that later. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to my website. I do post all of these sessions on my site. Oh, hey, Sandy. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, Kim. I post all these videos on my website, so you can always go back later. It's totally free to access. It's christyhealthcoach.com, and it's my free coaching videos that you can check out. Now this is going to be the 10th one. I can't believe this is the 10th one. But I appreciate you guys joining, and have an amazing weekend, and I hope that you have lovely weather like we have here today. Take care.